Hi, Fashion Dolls. It is Thankful Thursday, February 6th. Please pardon my tardiness. I'm super excited about today's special guest. He has been in shows such as The Office, This Is Us, and the latest Albert Elementary. Please welcome Kenny Cooper to the Dollhouse, Fashion Dolls. So I'm going to share this live with Kenny so that we can get this show started. I hope you guys are doing as awesome as I am. It is 74 outside. Our girl is trying not to melt over here. I hope you guys are all doing as beautiful and as vibrant as I am today. I'm super excited about my very special guest. We're waiting on some viewers to come in before we get this show started. Fashion Dolls. Let me go ahead and let him know that I sent the live over so that we can get this show started. All right. All right. Ooh. Finally, thankfully, Thursday, Fashion Dolls. So we're waiting on Kenny, waiting on everybody to come in. It seems kind of slow today. I don't know where everybody is. Fashion Dolls. I'm calling him, and here he is. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please welcome Kenny Cooper. There's everybody. Now I see y'all all coming in. Welcome to the Dollhouse, Fashion Dolls. Yes, I'm feeling like Barbie today in this beautiful hot pink for the springtime because as you guys can tell, hibernation time is over. So, without further ado, let's welcome our very special guest, Kenny Cooper. The nails, get into the nails. Shout outs to Tailor Made Beauty for the aquamarine inspired coffin shape. I love it. Last time I had last time I had stiletto shape, the pointy ones. So I had to do something a little different. Hi everyone. Hello, hello. Okay, waiting on Kenny to show up. I don't see him. Hi Derek. The legendary Derek Toggle Fashion Dolls. Let me try again and see if it'll work. Hopefully, it should work this time. Make sure your cam is on, Kenny.
Here we
Oh,
go. I'm
there
turning
we
on.
are. You just got.
Boom. Hey, 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 hey.
Hello. Welcome to the Dollhouse. How are
I,
you?
I am great. I am great. How are you? I'm happy to be here. Let me
I
get
am.
this set up.
I
This is my first
am
IG
wonderful.
live chat, so
Yes.
bear with
And
me.
I see Kareem Grimes, who I've interviewed from All American. Ladies and gentlemen on the CW, please go and check it out. You look great, sister. Thank you. Well, Barbie was my inspiration for today. I was feeling very pink. Yesterday I wore silver. So the fashions are gonna keep coming. Stay tuned. Shout outs to Pure Luxe Salon, black owned. Please make sure y'all go and check her out. Definitely, definitely for sure. So, before we kick off this interview, this conversation, Kenny, how has 2025 been for you so far?
It's been a whirlwind. It's been a whirlwind. I mean, we're out here in LA. If it ain't on fire, it's it's I got a 1 year old baby to take care of, and my mother-in-law just left an hour ago. So it's been a lot. It's been a lot.
Yes, yes, yes. It's been
Yeah.
hectic for a lot of us with everything that is going on. But for
hmm
you, maintaining your sanity, how are you maintaining your sanity with everything that is going on? As an actor, you're a dad as well, too. So it's about finding that balance. So for you, how are you maintaining your sanity?
You know, honestly, it is. I've had time to process, and that's unfortunately not the best thing in the world. But I haven't really had time to process everything that's happened. You know, of course, everybody's probably there's so much stuff that's happening in the news and everything. So I just really haven't had time to process. So I think right now I'm just staying focused on the now and like taking care of myself and my family in the now. You know, that because that's all I can do. You know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. How are you
hmm
coping with the stress? Because I see you always go and you work out. You're always motivational and inspirational. So how do you cope with stress through all this craziness?
Honestly, I work out a lot. And, I try to stay healthy, and that helps me get like, release the stress. I go on walks. I love to go on walks. And honestly, just trying to stay just stay level headed, and really, again, focus on the now. Stress tends to come when you're either thinking about the past or the future. So what can you take care of now, and just do those things. Focus on the now. That's been my rule for life. So yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. Don't
Speaking of the past, let's start from the beginning because I like to start from the beginning with my guest.
perfect.
You were born in Seattle, Washington, but raised most of your life in Maryland. So, what was it
Mhm.
like transitioning from Seattle, Washington to Maryland as a child growing up?
So So let me give the story. I was born in Seattle, and at 5 we moved actually to Southern California first, and
Okay.
I moved around my in middle school at some time to Maryland, and went to high school and college and out there, and a lot of my adult life was out there. But honestly, you don't think about it as a kid, but as an adult, I see that it shaped me in the sense of like you could put me in any room, and like I can adapt and everything, because it's hard. I mean, those are three totally different places to grow up and live in your childhood, and have to adapt to people. I don't know if you know this, but West Coast people are very chill. When you go to Maryland, everybody's it's black bouginess. It's black bouginess. It's a level of excellence that I wasn't used to. So it was great, man. It was great. I always tell a story about how when I first moved to Maryland a long time ago, cross colors. There was these bright colors that were clothing that was popular in the 90s. Cross colors, bright green jeans and everything like that were still popular in LA. So I went to school, middle school, first day, thinking I was fly with my cross color outfit on, bright green colors. And I'll never forget this girl Kai pulled me like sixth period and was like, "Hey, Kenny, we don't wear that anymore. We wear polo and Tommy Hilfiger." Never even heard of Tommy Hilfiger before. They had passed it. So look at me. I'm in my bright green. I got my cross color jacket on and everything. And I was like, "Oh, okay." I never, since you're into style, I never really paid attention to style as much. And that was like, I think Maryland, DC area is kind of more into style and fashion. So that was a big change for me. So,
Yes. Yes. And you started off as correct me if I'm wrong, let me know. You started off as a real estate research analyst.
yep, yep,
Yep,
yep, yep.
yep. Look at you now. And you're on hit shows such as This Is Us and Abbott Elementary and so many others, which we'll get into your rundown. Yes, I've done my research. I know you're like, how she know this stuff?
Yeah, yeah.
So
I,
tell us
I see
about
you.
transitioning from financial analysis to actor.
Hey man, it was always in the back of my head. It was always in the back of my head something I wanted to do. But you got to pay bills. You work the 9 to 5 to pay bills, and you try to do it safe. So you try to do it safe, and I had to get a job. I was out of college. I had to get a job, go to work. And real estate was cool. It's something I actually love and want to do. And but the entertainment field just kept calling me and calling me. And funny story is, like, I was fine, and I was doing like student films and stuff like that, and auditioning where I could, hustle when I could. And I was at work, and my time came to an end at working because I was at work, and I got a call from the Shakespeare Theater Company in DC. And I was like, hey, they were like, "Hey, Kenny, why don't you come out and audition?" And I was like, eh, eh, nah, I don't want to. I was like, I haven't read Shakespeare since ninth grade, and I don't even know what they're talking about. I don't do that. And they were like, I guess they weren't used to people telling them no. And okay, well, before you hang up, why don't you take our number down and call back? If you change your mind. So I was like, yeah, okay, I'll take your number down, whatever. And so I'm sitting there, go back to work, and I'm like, let me just Google this Shakespeare Theater Company. It's probably some rinky-dink. Man, this thing it's the biggest theater. It's one of the biggest theater companies in DC. It is the Shakespeare Theater Company. I'm like, oh, so I was like, I really can't pass up this opportunity, and ended up auditioning. Like 2 days later, I have my boy Roger, who you've interviewed, Roger Payano, is my boy.
Yes.
He was in DC at the time, and he was in conservatory, and told me, it was like, hey man, I got a tutor, Shakespeare tutor. got with him for an hour before the audition, and ended up booking the gig and had to quit my job. So within a week, I was quitting my job and in rehearsals 2 weeks later. So it was that kind of, I say life kind of forces you in the direction that you need to go sometimes, and that's the kick I needed. Hey Dion, hey.
You trained with the great Vera J. Katz. What was that experience like for you training with her?
Oh, see, you are good. Look at you. Look at you. I see you. Um, Man, amazing. She is. I would not be the actor I am without going through her boot camps, if you will, her training, if you will. She was incredible. She was dope. I had never really heard about her. But then, like, I was doing acting classes, and a couple of people that I worked with were like, "Yo, you got to take Vera's class. You got to take Vera's class." She used to be the head of theater at Howard for such and such. She trained all these people: Taraji P. Henson,
Oh boy.
Felicia Rashad, Debbie Allen, like Anthony Anderson. Like the list goes on of like greats that she trained. She's like, "You got to go to her." So I was like, "All right, cool." She's teaching a class at the Woolly Mammoth Theater in D.C. It's like, cool. I'll sign up. I'll take this lady's class. I go into class. I'm looking for this black woman. And I'm like, she's head of theater. It's like this little small Jewish lady is in there. I'm like, oh, this lady? I was like, okay. And she was just, man, she was just so dope and good about like one of the few acting classes I've ever seen a teacher where it's like, hey, I might be wrong. You think I'm wrong? Let me know. Like she would tell you, hey, if you think I'm wrong, let's talk about it. I could be wrong. It's possible. You never hear teachers say that. She used to say stuff like, hey Kenny, you can't be cool all the time and be a good actor, because I was young and trying to be cool and I wasn't trying to be vulnerable, and that was like a big thing, and it messed me up. In the middle of you're doing a scene in front of the class, she would say, hey Kenny, you can't be cool all the time and be a good actor. And that kind of throws you off, but it was like she saw through me, and that was what I had to get out of myself, which is a lot of times a lot of young actors, that's what we need, is to get out of our head and we're trying to be something instead of being it.
And out of your own way. I remember Mary J. Blige saying that in an interview. You have to get out of your own way. And
Yeah.
you've mentioned Taraji P. Henson. I always quote her all the time saying, you know what, I won't do it if it doesn't scare me. And that's as far
Mm.
as taking roles. Now we're transitioning into roles. I went through some of your accolades here. Shameless, The Office, This Is Us, and the latest Abbott Elementary. Hit show after hit show after hit show. What was it like getting callbacks for all of these shows?
I know I was man, this is a trend. I got a weird answer, and I got a weird story. Everything about me is not traditional. And like a lot of that stuff, a lot of luck went into it. Just kind of like I was saying, the Shakespeare Theater Company randomly called me, and that transitioned me out of my job. You kind of just got to go with it. When I first moved to LA, I was doing a lot of background work, and I got a call from the background cast and people, and they're like, "Yo, The Office wants you to come in for an interview." So I was just doing background at the time. I had an agent, and I wasn't getting many out. And they was like, we want you to come in for an interview." So I was like, "An interview? That didn't even sound like, that's not an audition. That's an interview." Call me in, and show up in a suit. Okay. Show up, and I go to set. And mind you, I had never even seen The Office. I'll be honest with you. I had never seen The Office at that time. Now I've seen it all. It's an amazing show, one of the greatest shows ever. But at that time, never seen it. And they called me in, two other dudes in suits. We're sitting there, don't even know. We're sitting about an hour on set or whatever. The director finally comes over, asks us some questions. It's like, okay, cool. 20 minutes later, the AD comes back and is like, hey, Kenny, you stay. The other two guys, you guys can go. We're like, okay. All right. Still don't know anything. Don't know what's happening. Don't know anything. And they're like, okay, we're going to put you through hair and makeup and bring you to set. They bring me to set. They put me on set. Mind you, again, I told you, I'm doing background at the time. We go through rehearsal. I see, like, I've never seen the show. So I'm like, oh, that's the dude from The Hangover. Like, that's how stupid I am. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, oh, I knew Steve Carell was on the show. He was in there, and the whole cast is in the office. So I'm sitting there, and then we do a rehearsal. Right before the rehearsal, the director comes to me and is like, hey, I want you to say this when such and such said. I haven't seen a script or anything. So it's still to this day one of the hardest things ever, because I don't know how the scene plays out. I haven't seen the script. Everybody else knows, and I just got to know when he says, hi, Stanley, I got to reply to him. So still the hardest thing ever I had to do. And it was a real short line. He was like, say hi there. And I kept messing it up. I couldn't even say hi there. And I was like, "Hi there!" I was messing it up. I was so bad, so bad. And finally, he was like, after the first, because you only get like a couple of takes. He was like, after the first take, third take, or whatever, second take, whatever. He was like, "Hey man, just say hi." I was like, "Yeah, I could do that." And boom, that's what made it. So again, no callback for that. Just got lucky with that. But and Abbott Elementary was a self tape. Got lucky with that, which was amazing. And same with Shameless was. Oh, I went into the office and to casting office. That was an interesting experience because William Macy was in there. He was directing the episode, so he was in the office when I walked in the room. So I'm like, "Oh, hey!" He's like, "Hey, I'm Bill. Hi, Kenny. I'm Bill." I'm like, "Yes, you are. Yes, you are." So like, it was a room full of people, and he's sitting right there. And so, but yeah, it was good experience, man. Again, I kind of just fumble around in this industry, and I'm lucky, I guess. Work hard and get lucky. So.
And we talk a lot about passion and purpose. What are some of your passions for 2025? What are you manifesting? What else in your career? Because I just named a lot of hit shows, and you've got role after role after role after role. And you were also in the film Selma, which is one of my favorite films. And these times right now,
Oh yeah.
everyone needs to go
Yes.
back and check that film out. It was powerful.
Yep. Hit your
So, what?
anniversary. Sorry.
Yes, absolutely. Being a part of this cast, Ava DuVernay, I think this is what her debut film to the
Mhm.
world for everyone to see.
Yeah.
This project is prolific because it discusses Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King and so many
Mhm.
things. So we talk a lot about passion and purpose. What are some purposes and passions that you're manifesting for the year of 2025?
Passion. Of course, I have my daughter. So that is just being a good father is number one for me. I've always wanted to be a father. I have a beautiful daughter and wife that I'm happy to raise that. Like I didn't think that transition would be as impactful to my life. But yes, that is number one. Just loving on my daughter is number one. As far as career wise, man, I want to. I've done all these small bit parts. I would love to just get something meaty and that the world can see and see really Kenny and see a big part, series regular, even a reoccurring guest star on a show would be great. Just so I can, I put in a lot of work uh, over the course of my career, and I want that opportunity to be able to show what I can do. And if I suck, I suck. You know what I mean? But at least I wanted the chance to show the world or show myself that I can do it. So that's it. And then finishing up a script that I'm working on would be those are the goals. So.
Writing and directing. Now, let me go through some of you guys' comments. I Am Bones Official says one of my favorite episodes of The Office is Fake Stanley. Hi.
Hey,
And then
hey.
Charlotte, I'm back again. She says, I've only watched the UK Office. I can't bring myself to as I loved the original, though it was a short, only 3 seasons. I'm stuck on that, but I know it's fire. It's just me. I've been stuck. Yes, check it out. Check it out. You'll love it.
Sure.
And Steve Carell is a nut. If you guys have seen, which film was it where he was the news anchor and
Oh,
then Jim Carrey was on the side somewhere? I think it was
oh yeah,
Bruce
yeah, yeah.
Almighty.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bruce Almighty.
Bruce Almighty.
So
Yeah,
definitely. Oh
he's
my
great.
goodness.
He's great.
How do you practice self-care in the midst of everything as an
Mhm.
actor? How do you practice self-care?
Uh, Again, working out, and my walks. I think that's a big thing for me. I put on a podcast and I'll just walk for if it takes me hours, it takes me hours. I'll come back. And again, focusing on there's so much stuff going on in the world, and we see it. We get online and we see it all the time. Um, it's okay to not be the warrior or rebel that day and take care of yourself. It's okay to worry about your household right now. It's okay. It's okay to take care of yourself so you could be stronger because there is a battle coming, and we definitely need it. So everybody needs to be strong and needs to take care of themselves right now and really lock in. So that's just what I'm doing. So, yeah, that's what's happening.
And I'm gonna touch on that briefly. Kenny here is a Sag. I'm a Scorpio,
Okay.
so I'm very fiery.
Mm-hmm.
When there need be to fight, I definitely will get out in the paint. I don't mind.
I love
So
it.
the thing about it is we have to make sure that we are maintaining and balancing our peace and serenity. So I had to ask, what are some tips that you would give to Black men during these times on protecting their self-care is because when we think of self-care, we think it's just a woman thing for us,
Hmm.
but men, black men predominantly, with everything that's going on in the black community,
Yeah.
mental health and stigma surrounding that, what are some tips that you would give to other black men on protecting their peace in these dangerous, chaotic times?
You know, one thing I would definitely say is for black men, we need to talk to each other more. We need to sit down and just have open conversations with each other more. And it don't have to be something, oh, let's sit down, let's make this point, but like literally checking on each other and say like, hey, how are you doing? A lot of my friends, we do that. We say we made a point over the last few years saying, hey, man, I love you. How are you doing? Like, but how are you feeling? How are you're going through it? Because everybody's going through it, and checking on your friends because they'll check in on you. And we just need to talk to each other because women, you guys do a great job of that, and we don't. So I think that's number one. A story that just happened recently, about 3 days ago, maybe Monday. I was went on an audition, commercial audition, and it was a room full of black people, my type. And I saw a guy I know, Randall Bacon, great actor and producer. And we just started talking about kids. Another guy started talking about kids, and we just started talking about like just a group of us had a conversation. You could tell all of us kind of just people just started joining in, and it was kind of like we were just kind of vulnerable talking about stuff in life, and it was like a minute of just a second we just paused, and everybody was like, man, that kind of felt good. It kind of felt good to get that out and just talk to each other. And we just don't get a chance to do it. We'll talk about sports, we'll talk about a lot of stuff, but we just don't. It don't have to be long. We don't talk about us, how we're feeling, and just sometimes when you just talk it out, it releases it. So we just don't get enough of that. So I would say talk to somebody, man. If it ain't a therapist, talk to your boy. Just tell him. I'm gonna say, hey, man, I just need 5 minutes just to tell you about this, man, and just I don't want no judgment. We listen and we don't judge. I know it's popular. I don't want none of that. Just just hear me out for a second, and let me just get this out, man. You'll feel a lot better. So yeah, that would be my biggest advice to black men is to talk.
And not only just that, but I talk a lot about manifestation and the power of
Hmm.
affirmations as well too. So one of the affirmations that black men could say back to themselves is you deserve love, you deserve respect, you deserve healing, because we all as black people, we have a lot of healing to do.
Yeah.
And once you let go of whatever it is that is bothering you, you feel so much better. So how I'm so zen, I'm seeing all of the craziness. I've been keeping you guys alert to what's going on, my black people, my community, as to what's going on. But I still indulge in self-care as a woman because it's imperative. And black men have a space that they could go to. The barbershop is a good space. The pool hall is a good space. The gym is a good space where you can talk, vent, get it out. For women, for us, it's the hair salon, it's the nail
Yeah.
salon, it's all of these places where we can go out here and we can protect our peace and catch up on the latest gossip too, ladies. So,
That's important. That's
yes,
important.
yes, yes, yes. And Chrissy says, I'm so glad that you said that. I've had to retrain my thoughts as a black man and to
Mhm.
know it's okay to express my feelings and listening to one another. Yes,
Absolutely.
and for not just black men, but for us as a collective, as black people, we keep our emotions bottled up inside because if we were told if we were to express them or go seek therapy, oh, you're crazy, just talk about it, just pray to God. Yes, faith without work is dead. But talk to someone.
Hmm.
That's why God put therapists here for a reason. Talk
Yep.
to someone.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's it. That's it. That's a great start, man. That's it. Beautiful. Beautiful.
And and as Bones just said, also having a solid group of friends definitely helps. Yes, that support circle, that
So
support system.
important. So important. Yeah. So important. So important. And you know what? A lot of it, I don't want to, take away from the fact that men, we kind of, we will show our love by putting each other down, so to speak. You know what I mean? Which that is an important part too to our health and letting it go. So it's not a lot of times from the outside that I'll look at, oh, you're shooting this guy. He just dumped his problems down on you. You're shooting it down. No, it's a way of like releasing the tension and kind of like showing, what, like, yeah, you got it out, but it might not be as big as you're saying, and release that, man. Come on, man. Keep it, but it is a way to kind of cheer each other up, and that's just the way we show love. And like literally, my friends make fun of me to show love. You know what I mean? And I feel that. I really do. So that's important to a part of those conversations too. We need to show love in that way too. So, but I think we got that part. we can be sensitive with each other too. So yeah.
And my brother K Tukes, Kenny, he is also a Kenny as well, and he says you are preaching the truth. Shout outs to him. He has his platform, so make sure you guys please go and check out the K Tukes spot. And we
Hey.
just recently did a collab together, so y'all make sure y'all go and catch that recap in case you missed it.
Okay.
Now, you are also a member of the Town Street Theater in
Mm-hmm.
LA. So tell us about that. And we've seen the emerge of a lot of Black actors on Broadway.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure you've seen August Wilson, The Piano Lesson, and
Yeah.
Tanya Richardson,
Oh
who
yeah.
is Samuel Jackson's wife, was co-producer and director of August Wilson's The Piano Lesson. And
Uh-huh.
then we see Michelle Williams of Destiny's Child, Death Becomes Her. So, I mean, the list goes on and on. So, for you, what's it like being a part of the Town Street Theater?
It's beautiful, man. I've been a part of it for over 10 years now. And for me, even though I haven't done stage in a while, like it's something that's important to the maturity of an actor, to the experience to work things out, because you get instant gratification with the applause and stuff like that while you're on stage. So it was amazing. It was a place for me to grow. It's a place for me to grow. Some of the first thing I ever produced was theater at Town Street. It's a great thing. And now that we're talking about Town Street, I can't not mention that Nancy Davis, the one of the founders of Town Street and one of my mentors who gave me an opportunity, passed a few months ago. So it it's even more so. Town Street even means more something now, and that you brought that up, I appreciate that. It means something more. It means more now to me, because without her, I wouldn't be the artist that I am today. Without her giving me opportunities to perform and grow as an artist. Theater is tough in LA because it is a film town. So a lot of times you're doing stuff, man. You're doing these plays, not knowing if people are going to show up. You're rehearsing
Right.
for weeks, building sets, not knowing if people are going to show up, if they have the time to show up. So you have to really love it to do it. And yeah, Nancy gave hundreds, if not thousands, of actors opportunities, and not just Black actors. A lot of different races of actors have came through Town Street and gotten opportunities to grow as artists. And you can't. Her legacy will live on forever.
Such an impactful light.
Mhm.
We've lost so many giants this year alone, if not this year, then last year, 2024. And
Yeah,
to see it still going and thriving, the Town
yeah,
Street Theater.
yeah.
So, my next question for you is, what is the most valuable life lesson that you've learned?
Most valuable life lesson that I've learned. Um, I, I I don't know if this is a lesson, but it is a mantra of mine that I started years ago. I guess okay. Let me rewind. Life lessons always have something that drives you, something you can go back to. If it's a saying, something that drives you. That is important, and it's for you. It's for you. Something that changed. I was in college, and somebody told we were coming up with sayings, the kind of like motivational sayings. It was a random class, and I never heard anybody talk about. I was like, why would I do that? But something in college that changed my mind, to change the way I looked at life was I came up with this thing. Everybody was like, oh, above average means a lot because you're talking about grades and stuff like that. Above average, above average, above average. You just need to be above average, above average. B's, and that's what you want to be, above average. C is average. Most people are average. So I came up with this saying that I can't be average. I don't have to be, because
Mm,
everybody's like, oh, you want to be perfect, you want to be excellent. I'm not. That's a goal I can't achieve. But if everything I try to do, whether I'm making my coffee in the morning, I'm making my eggs in the morning, I'm trying to be above average at that. If I'm being an actor, I'm trying to be above average. That could be the baseline where I just try to get in my head, no matter what I try in life, even if I don't like it, I'm going to try to be above average. I don't have to be great at it, but just be above average in everything I do. If I go to the gym, I'm going to try to have an above average workout. I'm not an average workout. If I'm going to be in a relationship with my wife, I'm going to try to be above average husband. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to try. Of course, you're going to shoot for great, but just make sure everything you do is above average, which is a baseline. Sometimes you'll fall short, but over years, that kind of changed my mind. Like, I started working harder. It changed it changed my mindset, and then I switched that to I enjoy the process of becoming successful because you always hear people that we consider successful that are talking about the best times. Like I saw an interview with Barbara Streisand, Dustin Hoffman, and Robert De Niro, and they were talking about how they used to live in this crazy, dirty apartment building in New York when they were younger. No one could book anything, blah blah. And they were both on. They were all on stage talking about it was the best of times. It was the best of times. And they're saying that, and we're looking at them like they're millionaires. They're stars, and they're talking
Yes.
about that was the best of times. And we're sitting here, our artists trying to get that big break, and we're complaining. And that the process is what was important. The journey is what's important to all this. It's not a destination. It's the journey. It's life. So enjoy this time, this struggling where you're not struggling, but your pursuit of what you want to do in life. Enjoy it. That's the whole purpose. That's the point. You're missing the point if you're not enjoying it. You got to enjoy the work. So yeah. So those are the two things I would say life lessons or mantras that I live by.
What's been the miracle in the mundane for you lately?
The miracle in the mundane, just being chill and watch a little baby grow. My daughter is smart. She. I'm not just saying that because she's mine. She is beautiful. She's advanced. I've been saying since 30 seconds out the womb that she is advanced, and it is just a joy to see somebody just discover things for the first time. Because we get older and we realize we're like nothing impresses us anymore. But to see somebody to taste something for the first time and be excited, you know what I mean? Like to see this. Somebody's seeing a movie for the first time, it's like, wow, I'm experiencing and see their joy and excitement, the joy of a child. You forget that and it brings it back out of you. You know what I mean? It's a reset. So man, it's been amazing just sitting. I don't go out as much, just sitting in the house with my daughter, man. Is the best. Is the best.
And what's it like being a girl dad? Because you're in a house full of women. You've got your wife and then you have your daughter. So what's it like being a girl dad?
Absolutely terrible. No, I'm joking. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's 100%. And like I was like most guys. Oh, I want that boy. I want a boy. So I want my little man so I can I could raise him. He can play sports and be an athlete. Of course I wanted that. And as soon as I found out that I was having a girl, it kind of changed. And everybody kept telling me, "Don't worry, you'll be fine." Men with daughters was like, "I got a son and daughter. Trust me. You want a daughter. You want a daughter. You want a daughter." And it has been. It's changed me. It's softened me. Um, uh, as soon as she came out, I started crying. For the first 6 months of her life, anything would set me off. I would watch movies. I would just start bawling. I'd be in Target, see somebody with his daughter, and start bawling. Like it touched my heart. And to go back to that on Monday when I was telling you I was at that audition with all those guys, everybody had a daughter was kind of saying the same thing, was like, man, yeah, like it was a part of me that it unlocked that I needed. And I wouldn't have got that with a son. Now I still would love a son, but I wouldn't have got that with a son. And I'm completely happy. Like I don't see how I could love anything more than my daughter. Like, I'm saying, to have another kid, but I apparently you can, but yeah, she is amazing. Yeah.
And Bones says, "Get your guns now if you don't have any yet." The running
Oh, that's
joke
right.
of when your daughter gets older and it's prom time or she brings home the boyfriend. That yes,
Facts. Facts. I mean, that I've mentioned working out a lot on this thing, and that's one of the reasons why. So I can still toss up a young man when he comes to my door. So hey, man, I am fully aware and I'm ready. I'm ready.
yeah,
Thank you.
she's
Thank
gonna
you.
and she can say she's gonna discover boys. So get yes, as Bones. That is a great point.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, and you know what? Not to get too deep, but that's another thing I struggle with too, because I want her to discover love, and I don't want her to feel like that's not, because I do want her to be married. I want her all those things in the future, so I don't want to discourage her too. So it's a thing of like I just want her to love the right way. So the only reflection I can do is be a good person, be a good man to my wife, and show her an example. And that is tough, but that's all I can do. And hopefully she makes the right choices in life. But whew, I'm glad that's a long ways away. I'm
And
glad
Bones
that
says, "Hope you have your wrestling skills still."
I do. I do. I do.
And,
Uh,
and speaking
too
of
sharpless.
wrestling, go ahead. I'm sorry, I was cutting you
Oh no,
off.
no. I see you, Sharpless. That's my guy, Sharpless. Yeah, Brian. Yeah.
My next question for you is, what's your superpower? If you had a superpower, what would that superpower be?
Oh man, honestly, it is problem solving, and that's nerdy. But yeah, man, I, I like to figure things out and do it. Like I'm the type of person that I will watch a YouTube video and go change the brakes on the car. Hey, you want to make a adobo chicken, Filipino dish? All right, I'm gonna look up a recipe and cook it right the first time. Like I'm that guy where everything, life is I love trying new things and I love doing, I love figuring out things out. So I'm good. I'm a problem solver. So my wife is pretty lucky because anything that breaks or anything like that, even if I don't have the skill to do it, I'm like, all right, no, let's save some money. I'm gonna do it myself. So, so that's my superpower is problem solving for sure, for sure.
Yes, yes, yes. Terrific interview. That's just amazing. Thank you, brother. Thank you. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. Thank you all so
Yeah,
much. Thank
thank you,
y'all.
guys. Thank you. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Now I told Kenny we were going to get into some Black History Month trivia. So I'm gonna see. I might have to take his black card like I did with my guest. What was it? Tuesday. Asif Ali Muhammad. So we're gonna do it, and
Okay.
then we're gonna do the turn the table segment. All
Okay.
right.
All
So
right.
some Black History Month trivia. So we're going to get into some Black History Month trivia.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to do something called Turn the Tables. And for my new viewers, you get to know a little bit about me through Kenny's questioning. All right, Fashion Dolls? So let's get into this Black History Month trivia. The first question is, who organized the 1963 March on Washington and delivered the iconic I Have a Dream speech?
Hey, Mark, MLK. Come on, MLK. Come on now.
That's correct. What activist co-founded the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee and later became a U.S. congressman?
John, what's his name? Come on now. Come on now.
The good trouble. Go ahead. The good trouble. The good
Oh,
trouble.
no, I know. I just can't. I'm blanking right now, and I'm kicking myself. John. He was in Selma. He literally was played by. Okay, yeah,
You had his first name as John
John
Lewis.
Lewis. Yeah, I kept John Lucas is in my head so long, but I know that's not it. John Lewis. I know John Lewis. Yes. I know this. Start got beat in Bloody Sunday across the bridge in Selma. I know
Yep.
this. I know this. I just couldn't. I'm blanking right now. Sorry. That was mine. Can I get a half point for that? Half point.
We'll give you a half a point on that one.
All right.
Which civil rights leader founded the Freedom Rides to challenge segregated bus terminals in the South?
Freedom Rise challenge. Segregate. Ooh, I don't. It's a challenge. Repeat that one more time. Freedom Rise. The
To
challenge.
challenge segregated bus terminals in the South.
Hmm. Uh, Vivian Green? No. Uh,
It's a man, and his name
man.
starts with a J.
Is it John Lewis? Is it John Lewis again? No. Jay. Oh, this is gonna kill me too. This is gonna kill me too. I don't know.
I'm waiting for that black card.
I know. Hold on. In the South. No, it's yeah, I don't know. I'll give
James
him
Farmer. It was James Farmer.
James Farmer. Okay. Sorry. That one I did not know. Okay. Good enough. Good enough.
Which lawyer and NAACP litigator successfully argued Brown versus Board of Education before the Supreme Court?
W.E.B. Du Bois.
Thurgood Marshall.
Thurgood Marshall. Yes, Thurgood Marshall. That's what I meant. Thurgood Marshall. Thurgood Marshall. That's what I meant. Here you go. Black card. There you go.
Okay, the last one. What phrase did Malcolm X popularize to advocate for Black self-defense and empowerment?
By any means necessary.
That's it. All right.
Boom.
There you go.
Boom.
So we give him his card back.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Stevie, I thought I was going to do a lot better than that. I ain't going to lie. I was confident. Man. I'm sorry.
All right, fashion dolls, it is time to turn those tables. So Kenny gets to ask me some questions. Fashion, beauty, life goal, family, whatever he wants to know for my newest viewers out here. You get to know a little bit about me through his questions. All right? So take it away, Kenny.
First of all, I want to say that this is a great addition to the interview. I love this. Stevie, where are you from? Where'd you grow up?
I am in South Carolina girl, born and raised down here in the Carolinas.
Okay, okay, okay. But that's where my family is from too. Originally, I've never lived there, but my Coopers are down there. Um, and how'd you get into fashion?
My assistant principal in school, actually, she taught me so much about fashion. I remember going to high school and I was sitting in the cafeteria one day and she, you know, how monitoring, watching the other kids or whatever. And she looked over my shoulder because I would call myself doodling, sketching or whatever. I wanted to major in fashion illustration, which is what you see with the designers where they're sketching the outfits. The woman who designed for Black Panther, Ruth, was it Ruth Carter? I think
Ruth
that's her
Carter, yeah.
name, who
Yeah.
designed the costumes for the Black Panther. I wanted to get into that. I wanted to do fashion illustration. And so
Oh,
she
no.
saw me doodling and she said, okay, I see you like fashion. And the only fashion I knew at that time was what? Fat Farm, South Pole.
Yeah.
But I said, you know what? She opened my mind to so many different designers, like, I mean, over the top couture. So that's
Mhm.
how I got into couture fashion, was through her. She taught me how to pronounce the designers' names, where to go to get it, about the warehouses, about the showrooms, so much about the fashion world. So I give her credit for it. And she would bring me these, and I mean, Kenny, these big, you guys remember the seen them in the stores,
Uh-huh.
about 800 pages worth of fashion. And I'm just like, what am I gonna do with this? Vogue would publish every year when Fashion Week comes around. It would be at least 800 pages of fashion. I mean, the book would be
Jeez.
this thick. And I was just enamored. I said, it's a whole new world. I learned about designers like Valentino,
Hmm.
Mugler, uh, Oscar de la Renta. Of course, I knew about Christian Dior, but it was so many. So
Yeah,
I give my assistant principal credit for that.
that's dope.
That's how I got into fashion.
That's dope. Dope, dope. Now, if you had to give one fashion trend right now, one fashion advice that's the new thing, your opinion, what would it be?
I would say be bold. Be bold, play
Hmm.
with color, experiment. One time. If you, and then if you like it, keep continuing to do it. But make it your own. Do your own trend. So
Hmm.
my guest this week, Ryan Keithy asked me that question. He said, I see you always have ever changing looks in it whenever you do your interviews. And I do, I'm a chameleon. I don't like to stay the same. I'm always changing.
Yeah.
And fashion changes over time. They do not stay the same, but we see a lot of these trends from the 80s, the 60s, the 70s coming back currently
Mhm.
now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that would be the fashion trend that I would tell to somebody. Just be yourself, be
Yourself.
original, and be bold, be
Yeah.
fearless. For me, I was scared to wear what was it? Dresses that had the back out because I was body conscious, and I'm
Uh-huh.
just like, okay, you're a woman, embrace that sensuality. And
Absolutely.
now I'm just like, okay, you can't stop me now. We're gonna show leg, we're gonna show back, we're gonna show boob, we're gonna show this, that, the third, but make it classy, make it tasteful.
Exactly.
So yeah.
Exactly. What did you think of Kanye West and his wife on the red carpet at the Grammys?
How much time we got on the show, y'all? Wow. I think Don Lemon said a lot.
Yes, he
But
did.
listen,
Yes, he did.
I mean, but
Yes, he did.
back in the day, I would say this about him. I will
Hmm.
give him this. Musically, his artistic vision,
Oh, one of the best. Yeah, yeah,
immaculate. But
yeah.
something happened. Is definitely something there. When she dis disrobed, uh, I must say that. I mean, but you're at the Grammys, you're gonna see all sorts of fashions. I remember, what's her name? Dawn Richards from
Hmm.
Vanity Cane. She wore the dress that had like it was beautiful. and
Oh,
it was everywhere on Vogue, Harper's Bazaar. It was a dress that was made like out of trees, and
oh
it was
wow.
red. She looked amazing. So you guys have to look it up. You don't know which dress I'm talking about,
Yeah.
but you're going to see a lot of things at the Grammys, and that was not something I was expecting to see on my bingo card in 2025. Was I
No.
mean, she had. I mean, it's one thing, yes, exactly, Bones, and the castle, and then Sherry Shepherd the next day
Yeah.
duplicated that castle on her show. So I mean, you're going to see a
Yeah.
lot of things
You're
at
gonna
the
see that.
Grammys. It's just like
Yeah.
the Met
Exactly.
Gala.
Yeah.
If the Met Gala, which is coming up this month, and the theme is the Black Dandy, which is very tailored. When I think of that, I think of the Harlem Renaissance because the
Ooh.
men were dressed in suits back then.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and it's all black men from ASAP Rocky to Lewis Hamilton, and I think Coleman Domingo, who are all going to be the co-chairs. It's black
Oh,
men.
nice.
So
Nice.
the Black Dandy theme this year for the Met Gala is going to be dope, and I can't wait to see it. But I mean, just like at the Met Gala, you're going to see a lot of things. You're going to see a lot of things at the Grammys. Remember, Lady Gaga wore the meat dress.
Yeah.
So I mean, you're going to
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
I think that was the VMAs
BMS. Yeah.
that she wore the meat dress,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
she came at the Grammys in the egg, the incubating
Yeah.
eggs.
That's right. Yeah.
So I mean, you're going to see a lot of things. But
Yeah.
Kanye, yes, I, I must say, y'all laughing at me. Do you? Do you? That's all I'm gonna say. Do
Yeah.
you? Fashion has no limits. Do you?
Right.
So
Right.
yeah.
I can say the reveal with when she dropped the coat was like the reveal
And
was
then the
good. I
picture popped up.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. I was like, oh, we didn't expect that one coming. you know. But yeah. Yeah. It was a good time. It was a good time. oh man. Oh man. Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, as many questions as you want.
What would be your dream style, or who would be your dream person to style and if you want to say event, where they're going, whatnot, what would be your dream?
I would have to say, uh, and she was, I think she's already working with somebody, but Divine Joy Rudolph. I love to play with color, and I would love to see more color on her. She's been killing the fashion game. For
Mm-hmm.
me, it would be very bold. It'll be very bold. It'll be very colorful. And of course, for the Met Gala. So I
Yeah,
can't wait to see
yeah.
what she's going to be wearing on the red carpet for this year's Met Gala. So that would be my first one, Divine. Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope. Yeah, yeah. I think the Met Gala is like everybody's dream. If I was a stylist, I would want to style somebody there too. Because like you said earlier, there are no rules, especially at the Met Gala. Yeah, it has been incredible. It has been incredible.
At
So, and
all.
honestly, I don't know where that came from. Like I had never seen in like it's the outfits that got me interested in the Met Gala because I had never like 10, 15 years ago I didn't know about this. You know what I mean? But it's through social media and all that and seeing the outfits and the design. It's like, oh yeah, this is the thing. This is the thing. So I love it. I love it. Yeah,
It,
yeah,
it's been there, Kenny, for years. It's been there for years, but it looked way different back then in the 90s compared to now, where they have to walk up. I mean, of course, it's in the Met in New York, but you have to walk up those stairs and
yeah.
everything. You have to stop because there's photographers on each side, and
Hmm.
then having to do the outfit changes. I remember Lady Gaga did, I think, six or either eight outfit changes where she wore the gown and then she took it off and she's laying on the stairs, and then we just see her in the bra. And I mean, it was a lot. And the Billy Porter came in with the wings carried
Porter
in.
killed it.
So I
Yeah,
mean, all sorts of stuff. I love
yeah.
the Met Gala. I just love couture fashion because it's like out of a fairy tale.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't typically see this every day.
Yep. All right. Uh, New York Fashion Week, Paris Fashion Week. Which one?
New York Fashion Week is like a frenzy, and I have family in New York. So I would have to say Paris. I would have to say Paris. It's beautiful.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. How do you agree? Do you agree with like people like Pharrell getting the head of Louis Vuitton design and stuff like that? Like, and where he's not
Well,
traditionally.
just like Kanye, Pharrell is immaculate. I mean,
For sure.
he's
For
definitely a
sure.
style icon. I
For
mean, from
sure.
the punk boy, I remember him from the punk skateboard boy era,
Hmm.
and then to the suits, wearing his own style of suits. Like Pharrell is just on a whole nother level. The
For sure.
same for Rihanna. Rihanna is a badass. She's a risk taker. She doesn't
Hmm.
care. And I
Hmm.
remember she showed up to the Grammys. She was the very last person on that red carpet.
Yeah.
When they said, okay, it's time to close the carpet, everybody's been waiting on her. And she shows up in this big pink Giambattista Valley gown, hair pulled back into a bun. People went crazy.
Hmm.
And then she performed, she changed outfits. So, I mean, I look forward to that. I look forward to that. But Pharrell, yes, I'm here for it because his sense of style, his sense of creating, his sense of vision.
Yeah.
Even when he teamed up with Legos to do his a story about his life, I mean, so many different aspects.
Genius, genius. Yeah, yeah. I think he's an artistic genius, so he could pretty much do whatever he wants to do in life. So, that's just what he is. He was Kanye before whatever happened to Kanye. Yeah, same type of level. That's great. Um, and who is your favorite designer?
Everybody knows this.
Okay,
I'm a very curvy woman, and I know that this designer, if he was still he would still be giving women everything and then some for Terry Mugler.
Terry McGuire. Okay, okay.
Watching his shows back in the day,
Hmm.
Penny, when I tell you, it was like watching, you know how they have art galleries and there's the curator and everything?
Yeah.
His shows back in the day were on a whole nother level. And I mean, he played for everything from insects, butterflies to like space. He'd have the models walking out like goddesses. And this launched the career of some of the big top models that we see today, like Naomi
What?
Campbell, Iman, and so many others. But his shows back in the day, if you go back, it's out there on YouTube.
Okay.
The models would walk out so powerful. The
Yeah.
women just, oh, amazing. And then to see Cardi B wearing some of these same exact pieces that were
Uh,
worn back in the day. Because a lot of celebs, they go to the archives and pull from the archives. And we see them wearing it during their performances and things. Yeah.
okay. See now I'm gonna have to go Google. You said Terry McGuire. Terry
Terry
McGuire.
Mugler,
Okay.
Mugler, Mugler.
McGuire.
And I mean, Zendaya was the fembot. She came in the like this gladiator-esque. If you guys seen it, everybody was talking about it. La Roche is just on a whole nother level with styling
Uh-huh.
for Zendaya. And
Yeah,
she
yeah.
came as a fembot. I
I
mean,
remember
like
that.
a robot. So you might have seen that.
Hmm.
That is one of his pieces. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think it was the Dune 2
Yep.
premiere. Yeah.
And she came silver, chrome, like I mean, like this robot. Beautiful.
Yeah. 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 Okay. Okay. I like it. So you think that fashion? You saying you got to be daring to make a dent?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I like it. I like it. Hey, I'm gonna let you know this, Stevie. I've done some daring things in life with my fashion too. I want to tell you that. But some of it didn't go over. Some of it did. You know what I mean? Like that's just what you gotta do. You know what I mean? So I'm with that. I'm probably of course I'm not as fashionable as you, but through life I have tried to be daring with myself. And I think it's because moving around a lot. That cross color moment just set me up for failure because I was like I can't dress like everybody else. You know what I mean? Like I'm already loud, so I can try things. So I've been known to dress differently from people. So I guess that's the artistic side too. It really is an expression of yourself, right? Like like you get to express yourself through clothes, and I think a lot of people don't feel that way. But I'm with you on that, and I do feel that is something that you can do. So yeah,
And
so yeah, that's all I got for you.
that's all you just said. You just said it. Style is an expression of yourself. When you present yourself a certain way to the world, people see it. So when you come in with a burst of color or whatever it may be, I could wear leather the next day. Anything. You
Yeah.
show who you are through style. People get your personality through it. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 for sure, for sure. Love it, love it. I love clothes. I love clothes. I love fashion too. So, yeah, yeah, that would be to be at the Met one day would be amazing.
And I could see it. I could see it. Everything is possible.
Yep, you
So,
you styling me. If I'm going, you styling me. You styling me then. All right, perfect,
oh, for
perfect,
sure.
perfect,
Yes.
perfect.
Yes,
Perfect.
because I
Perfect.
had one of my guests, Billy Joseph. He asked me. He said, "Okay, I'm going to Cannes, all right, in Arizona. Here we go.
Mhm.
I need you to help me pick out some looks and put things together because I have Pinterest boards with nothing but vintage fashion designers, models, everything. I'm always pulling inspiration from somewhere, and of course, fashion magazines. But I love to go back in time
Yeah,
and then reduplicate those same exact looks, but put my own modern spin onto it
that's
because
dope.
it's timeless. It's
Mhm.
timeless. 80s is timeless. 70s timeless.
Yeah,
90s timeless.
yeah.
Each period of fashion is so immaculate in its own way. So yeah.
Facts, 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 facts. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah, well, that's all I got for you. That's all. That's all. I'm not gonna get too deep. You know.
So before we let you go, what are
Mhm.
some words and gems of encouragement that you would like to give to our people? And then I'll wrap with the final thought and the Black History fact of the day, fashion notes.
I was for all my artists, for all my people that are that can't admit to themselves that they're artists yet, are trying to do
Yeah,
something in this business. Man, just keep going. Like I said earlier, it's about the journey, and you'll be happier in life pursuing what makes you happy than you will pursuing what makes other people happy. So if find what it is, be yourself, and do that thing today. Like start today. Start today. Start claiming it, and trust me, you'll be amazed how lucky you get or how things fall in line for you. So just take two steps toward take a step towards you want what you want. It'll take two steps back at you. So yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. Keep going. Keep persevering.
Mm-hmm.
All
Mm-hmm.
right, fashion dolls. It is time for the final thought. But before we get to that, we know that it's Black History Month. All February, every day, 365 days a day, celebrating us and our contributions to the world. Today's Black historical figure that I would love to pay honor and tribute to is David Harold Blackwell. And he was a mathematician and he also specialized in statistics. He was the first African American to be elected to the National Academy of Sciences in 1965 and is especially known for his contributions to the theory of duals. So today I'd like to pay honor to David Harold Blackwell, Fashion Dolls. Remember him and his legacy. Again, research is amazing. So keep researching, keep going, and keep celebrating our people and our culture. And the final thought of the day that I would love to close the show off with. Since Kenny worked in Selma, today's final thought actually is from Ava DuVernay. And she says this: don't wait for permission for someone to do, don't wait for permission to do something creative. So
Yeah,
remember that fact, boss. And that's
absolutely.
what I leave you guys to.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's
So
beautiful.
let everyone know where they can follow you and check you out. I had such a great time, and we got to do this again in the future.
Oh, please, anytime, anytime. This has been amazing. Thank you, Miss Stevie. This is incredible, and I thank you for giving me the opportunity to even get my story out there. Everybody can find me at Kenny Cooper Acts, ACTS, like because I'm an actor. You at all the social medias. So please follow me there. Yeah, and thank you guys again. This is incredible. Thank you.
You
Thank you.
so welcome, and we definitely will keep in touch because I love to have you back on in the spring. Now, with like I stated in the beginning, introducing you, we're coming out of hibernation mode because we had snow, we had freeze, we had ice, we had all of these things, but hibernation season is over. So we're now
Yeah.
heading into the spring months, and then it'll get hotter. We'll be in the summer, and then again. So I want you guys to be intentional about doing something, be amazing, be fabulous, and most importantly, be styled by Stevie. I love you all, fashion dolls. Take care. And this interview will be uploaded. Wait a minute. This makes interview 742, y'all. So thank y'all so much for y'all's love and support. The road to 800 continues. To my new viewers and subscribers, thank y'all all so much and continue to shine. I love you all. Take care, everyone. And take care, Kenny.
All right. Take care, Steve.